Alright gang, welcome back to a survival challenge here on New Frontier. It's November day 1. I have been a little busy off camera, as you can clearly see in your image right now, or in your screen, or your TV, or your computer, whatever it is you're watching this on your phone. Right now, we have some new equipment. Now you might be asking yourself, if you don't know what this is, what the hell is on the front of the case, Z? Well, that is the Tree Devour mod. Now this mod is probably the... I don't know if I would say it's the best, but it's got to be a top 3, top 5 mod, especially for those of us that are on console. It is a huge, huge help, and very unrealistic, but it's a huge help nonetheless. Now, what this basically does is it allows you to chop down the entire tree right then and there, turns it into wood chips, and it will spit the wood chips out into a trailer or whatever else you have. You know, you can utilize the other trailer behind the Vultra as well. We went ahead and went with this green Tree Devour mod, and we got a green lizard trailer to match it. It is an unrealistic trailer as well. It holds, obviously, it's got 200,000 liters of wood chips in it at current. In the used market, we also found this Colossus TT 10,000, which is really for sugarcane. It can be used for other things, but really, it's for sugarcane. Now, it's 20% damage. Obviously, it's used, gently used, but it is used nonetheless. So I picked it up. Now, we might be able to harvest the sugarcane, you know, or we might be able to put the harvest of the sugarcane in a different trailer. But since it was in the used market, it was only like 16 grand. I went ahead and picked it up. If we don't use it, we don't use it. We can always sell it later on. Just felt like it was a smart investment for us. So, first things first, we have $84,000. The sugarcane is ready to harvest today. It's the only thing ready to harvest, as a matter of fact. But it is ready to harvest. Now, we don't have a harvester yet. We've got to get a harvester. It's going to cost a lot of money. We've only got $84,000, as you can see. Now, how are we going to get there? Well, wood chips are king, man. It is November. Now, the wood chips are not the best to sell in November, but the prices are not terrible. As you can see, the best price is actually in January, $1,623, average best at that point. But right now, it's $1,140 right on our farm here at the Sell Everything container. A little bit more if we were to drive it all the way up to the farmer's market. We're not going to do that. We're going to sell all of the wood chips that we have in here right now. They are going into the selling point here. This is going to be a lot of money, gang. It would be obviously be a little bit more if we had another $400 every 1,000 liters, but the 223,000 liters of wood chips is being sold right now. And not only that, we've got some other wood chips we're going to sell from all the sawmills. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, Z, if you got this, why do you need all these sawmills now? You're right, I don't. But this Tree Devour mod, with the exception of probably this episode and maybe sprinkled in from time to time for a few seconds elsewhere, 254,000 right there just from those wood chips. It's all going to be utilized off camera. I'm going to utilize it just to help my time management off camera, to help speed things along a little bit, if you will, right? Be able to make sure that we're able to, be able to progress a little bit more on this series here, because at this point, there's a lot that we're doing, right? There's a lot going on, and I don't really have a whole lot of time off camera to progress some stuff for you, and I've mentioned so many times that I can't even remember how many times I've mentioned it now, that I think tree work is some of the weakest, the most boring thing to show on camera. So this is really more for me than it is for anything else. We are still going to keep all of the sawmills, with the exception of that sawmill over there. I've decided to get rid of that one. We're going to keep the other 2. Right now we have 3 over there. Remember, we said the one, when it runs out, we're going to get rid of it. We are still going to do that, but we're going to keep the other 2. The big one that allows us to make the prefab walls, and then the one we had originally, right? We're going to keep those. Those are not going away. Now, as far as what I've been chopping down tree-wise, well, it's this whole area over here. As you can see, it's all cleared out, nice and open now. Pretty much we can make almost, if not the same size as this field over here. Which I like, right? There's going to be kind of, universal, asymmetric, if you will, one on each side. Eventually, with this field, when it's ready to harvest and stuff, we're going to extend it out a little bit. I don't want to go too far. We have to have enough room to turn around with the equipment, but I think we can probably extend this out another, 10 to 20 feet, somewhere around in here, probably, and then leave the rest of that just as grass for some space to turn around. So that's what we're going to do here, is we're going to work on that field very soon. But that's not what we're going to do right now. Right now, we're going to work on the sugarcane harvest. Now, I've been told many times the sugarcane harvest is not easy to do. Full transparency with you, I've said this before, I know I have, but I'm going to say it one more time here in case you just stumbled across this episode. I don't know what I'm doing with sugarcane. Full disclosure. Normally I know what I'm doing with every time, whenever I'm doing any kind of a harvest or whatever it is we're doing. I normally know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing with sugarcane. I've never done it. Don't know what to expect. Used Market has a nice Kubota in here, but we really don't need it right now. So this is going to be a learning experience for both of us, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Now, there is a sugarcane harvester out here for $349,000. Currently, we have $339,000. We're not quite where we need to be at for this, right? So we got to sell some more stuff. The good thing is, we've got wood chips in here, which were unloaded from the Tree Devour mod, so we're going to sell these. It's only $20,000, but it probably will get us to the point we need to be at. But we have more wood chips, actually, which we may or may not sell today. Really depends on what kind of money we have and how much money we need. Now, you might be saying, okay, well, where are the other wood chips for, and why are you not going to sell them? Well, I'm not going to sell them if I don't have to. I'm going to save them until it's best to sell them if I can. But it's all from all the different sawmills, right? We've got all those sawmills. They've been sitting there just chugging along, giving us wood chips after wood chips after wood chips. We really haven't unloaded them at all, but we're going to be doing that if we need to. $364,000, that should give us enough to buy the harvester itself. It does. We do want the trailer hitch. Somebody made sure that they let me know that you definitely want to get the trailer hitch if at all possible. So we're going to grab that. Leaves us to $14,000. Now, what we're going to do with that is we're going to hook up the brand new trailer we just purchased, the unrealistic one that we're utilizing right now. For the Tree Devour mod. We're going to utilize that same trailer for harvesting the sugarcane because we can't utilize the semi. I don't know what happened to this. What happened to this? Why is it on the side? I can't flip it, evidently. I don't know how to fix that. I must have ran into it or something. Okay, well, that's new. I didn't expect that one to be there. Here you go. You can already see right here, right? I've got bunches of wood chips in here. Been trying to fill it up. I'm not sure we're going to get to the max here or not. I think it looks like actually we're going to, because we're going to have a little bit more on the other side too. So by the time we get over there, we're definitely going to have that one full as well. Let's jump into here. Let's take a look in the inside, man. I've never ever been in this piece of equipment. Not one time. Not in FS22, not here, nothing. It's pretty relatively basic for the most part. Nothing too crazy in here, but I do like it. I like the big open windows. Let's get it back to the farm here. We'll see what we can do. Again, no clue what I'm doing, so we're gonna trial by error here, and we're gonna figure it out. I believe I stated the wrong trailer just a second ago. I think I said we were gonna utilize the new trailer we're using for the Tree Devour mod. We're not. We're gonna use the trailer that we purchased in the used market. That's a mistake on me. I apologize. Hopefully I either edit that out or I make a comment or something. Future Z, trying to make a comment here, man. If you watch this portion, immediately when I do edits, I don't watch the entire video. I know portions of it that I want to edit out and maybe modify. So I just noticed this. The pallet is spawning over here, which is not what I thought. So what actually goes into here? Nothing in it, I guess? Maybe it's just a shed you're going to use? I swear I saw pallets on the screenshot before I placed this down in here. Pallets of wool in here. Maybe it's you're supposed to move them over here and put them in here as storage. We're not going to do that. Obviously, we got Grandma's house here. We don't need to do that. At least not currently. Maybe eventually when the pen is completely full, maybe Grandma's house can't keep up then. But what I always imagine with Grandma's house, I didn't mention this in the last episode, I should have. I always just imagine there's like 6, 8, 10 old ladies in there just, knitting and making clothes. Retired, and that's what they do for fun, which is really like their job, right? That's just what I imagine. I don't know if that's actually what's going on in Grandma's house, or Grandma's knitwear, as it's called. But that's what I envision. Alright, so, Like I said, no clue what I'm doing here, so bear with me, but we are going to figure it out on the fly here. I'm going to get the vulture off this so I can hook the trailer. Oh, no, I don't want to take the weight off. All right, we'll smooth the vulture out of the way here. Right there temporarily is perfectly fine, I think. So we're going to go into here. I'm actually going to turn on the window, so bear with me. I know I don't normally like to keep the window on, but we're going to do it. Yeah, so this should fit in there nicely. Perfect. Okay. The turning here, though, oof, you got to be going straight. Okay. Unfold harvester. Let me see if I can figure this whole thing out here. See if I can figure this contraction out. Okay, that's for that. We don't need that. Okay, pipes out. I guess it's just that. I guess we're good. I don't know, gang. Let's go together here. Let's see if we can figure this out, huh? I don't know what's going on with those things at the top. I guess that's just fans, basically. It's kind of what it looks like. They're fans to keep it from overheating, I guess. I don't know. Let's figure this out. Let's see if we figure it out here, gang. Moment of truth. Are we doing this right? The answer is no. We're not doing this right. How do I do this? What am I supposed to be doing here? I think I got it. I think I got it now, I think. Hey, that looks better. That looks better. That looks right. Here we go. Okay, we're moving, baby. We're moving. We're grooving. I mean, you can't even hardly see. This sugarcane is so freaking high, you can't even hardly see. This isn't that bad. I mean, it was a little difficult trying to figure out what the hell I was doing, but this isn't that bad. A little slow, but it's not that bad. I mean, we already have 30% full in this trailer too, so if we can utilize that other trailer, maybe we should. Maybe I don't need to remove that statement. Maybe I don't. I really thought that this trailer was going to hold a lot more than it actually is. Not that not that it's not, there's anything wrong with the trailer specifically, but it doesn't seem to hold that much. We're getting, or we're getting a very, very good yield of the sugarcane, which, if it's the latter, even better. But I mean, it looks like it's going to be full before we even finish around the headland, right? Now, what are we going to do with the sugarcane? Great question. That is a question I do not have the answer to right now. It's going to be some kind of production. I'm just not sure quite what production we're going to be doing with it yet. But it will be a production. We're not going to be selling this outright. Although I actually don't even know what the price of sugarcane is. Like, I don't know if there's a good time to sell it, a bad time to sell it, if it's all relatively, the same throughout the year. You would think there'd be better months, just like everything, but let's see if we can figure that out. Sugarcane. Not really. $50 in difference? Not really. But with only making $500 for every 1,000 liters, this is definitely something we absolutely need to do production with. Absolutely. 150% production needs to be done here. Now, other than doing this harvest, obviously, which is going to be the bulk of the episode for sure. We have some other things to accomplish today. We've got to do second applications of fertilizers in a lot of different fields. We also have some weeds to take care of. Those weeds specifically are in the grass field, where we allowed the worker to kind of take over our grass field and turn that into a normal crop field. If you recall in the last episode, I said I was wishy-washy on it a little bit, but I said, forget it. Turn it into a crop field for me, right? I don't mind this. I don't know why so many people were so concerned and worried about it and saying that it's a lot more difficult. Not that it's not. I mean, maybe there's something else I'm missing. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but I don't think it's that bad, gang. I'm not having a huge problem with it. I mean, I guess the turning is a little rough, and well, okay, maybe it's a lot rough. Sorry, and yeah, I mean, it's fine. You just gotta take your time, man. I mean, if I can do root crops, and God forbid I ever have to do potatoes, but if I can do root crops, I mean, I can do this. I can do this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop off the trailer right now. We'll pick that up with the tractor. Let's head over here. I'm going to attempt to hook this up to the big unrealistic trailer that we purchased specifically to utilize for the I was going to say the stumps. Well, I mean, kind of, but for the wood chips, right? We're going to try that. We're going to see how it works. All right, for now, temporarily, I'm just going to drop this off right here. Nope, I clicked the wrong one. Here we go. Let's bring this over here so the 6-mile-per-hour sugarcane harvester doesn't have to drive all the way over here. Take an eternity. Okay, let's get the tractor out of the way. I'll put it over here by the trailer. Eventually, we're going to need that. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, it works. It definitely works. So we don't need that other trailer for sure. We can just sell that other trailer. Speaking of selling things, with the new Tree Devour mod, it gets rid of stumps as well. We can utilize it as a stump grinder. So we do not need our stump grinder anymore either. So we will be selling that as well. I'm not sure we'll sell either one of them today, but we will be selling those here in the near future. Get a little bit of money back for all the amount of money we spent. We spent a ton of money on this harvester, on the trailer, on the Tree Devour mod. I mean, we spent $500,000 right now. That's a lot of money. A lot of money in one episode. $500,000. Now, granted, I did spend, the money for the Tree Devour and everything off camera, but I can tell you, the Tree Devour mod itself cost $150,000. The trailer was $35,000, right? And then this thing was $349,000, I think is what it was, right? So, add those up. We're actually over $500,000. All right, I think I got the hang of it here. I'm going to turn off the help window, mostly because it just drives me crazy. I don't like having a bunch of stuff on the screen. I like being able to see stuff. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. It has gotten me in trouble in the past, as some of you know, right? Where I've just missed something because I didn't look at the window. Just feel like I've played the game long enough that I won't miss something, but I clearly do miss things. It happens. Okay, well, I need to make wider turns than that. Figured that one out. I wonder how the worker's going to do on this. I can't imagine good. All right, let's see. Let's do this. We'll turn on the steering assist here to try to help us out. Yeah, I really don't think this is bad. I really don't. I feel like I could make this a bigger field, and I think we're going to do that eventually. We got to get rid of some more of those trees up there. I think it has to be pretty flat with this, though. I don't think I can make it too much bigger, but there is a little bit more room. I think we could expand this out. I don't know, another 100 feet. Something like that. So nothing crazy. But you do need a lot of room to turn around. So I'm not really worried about picking the right lines here. I'm just kind of pick a lane and just go for it. Turn on the steering assist and just go for it and figure it out in the end, right? We'll get it all lined back up in the end. But using this trailer, we probably will be able to get rid of the whole harvest. We'll be able to complete the whole harvest without having to unload it, which, time-saving wise, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer. So I'm just going to do this how I, do sometimes when we have a massive field to harvest, right? Where we don't have to spend as much time as turning around, especially with considering how difficult this thing is to turn around. I think the smartest play is for me to do it exactly how I'm doing it. Have different paths going down the middle and then just make wide turns and hit the next section. I think that's the best approach here. We're going to come back and touch that up, but it's just fine. That was when I was not utilizing the steering assist early on. Alright, well, let's get to work here, gang. We're going to knock this sucker out. This is going to take a while, man. This is a slow process, but in a time lapse, it shouldn't be too bad. All right, gang, we're almost done here at the sugarcane harvest, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a fan. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. A lot of people were mentioning in the comments that it could be a little brutal doing this, but I enjoyed it. I had fun. I didn't have any major issues, except for the very beginning, figuring out what the hell I was doing. Otherwise, I really didn't have any issues here, gang. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Now, as far as a production goes for the sugarcane, it's going to be a while. Technically, right now, on ModHub, for console players like myself, we only have two options. We've got the vanilla out-the-box option that is, you know, $300 and some odd thousand dollars, or whatever it is. There's the small version of it, which we kind of talked about. We're not doing the small. I need to find a different shed. This is too big. Okay, well, we're going to have to figure something out for this then. What was I saying? Oh, we can either utilize the two vanilla ones. One is $300 and some odd thousand dollars. We will get there eventually. We're not there right now. Or we can utilize the small one, which we've kind of gone over the small one many times and how I've tried it a number of different series and I hate it. So I will not be utilizing the small ones any longer. So that's out. The only other option is to utilize the production that we just recently put down in my investment challenge series. I try my best. Does not always work, especially early on in the game like FS25. It only being out for a handful of months now. There's just not enough on ModHub yet. Those are the options we have. I try, like I said, to not utilize the same one, so I'm not going to put anything down yet. What I'm going to do in the interim here is just kind of pour these. I guess we are kind of pouring them. Store them is what I was trying to say in our silo for the time being, and hope that either within the time that we get enough money to buy the big production, another mod comes out on ModHub for sugarcane, or we just simply buy the big one. I'm not going to allow myself to put the small ones down. It's just not even worth our time. It takes an absolute eternity. And I'm going to do the best I can to not utilize the same mod in here that we are utilizing in another series, at least at the time when we're actually still actively doing recordings for that series. Right? If we're not doing a recording for that series, the series is over, or it's on a break, or whatever it may be, then fine. But I don't want to do it and have the exact same mod down and be utilizing them both in the same series. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't think most people would even really care. But for me personally, it's a personal preference. I should have... I knew it was going to flip the other way around. I don't know why I turned around there. But yeah, it's just a personal preference for me, gang, so just bear with us. We will get one down. It'll probably be an episode or two before we get one down, because we're going to need that $300 and some odd thousand dollars. If we do a second episode in November, which I think we're going to be doing, just based on how long it took us to do what we've already been doing, right? It'll probably be December day one. We'll sell the wood chips because they're going to be best to sell then, and we'll probably be able to afford it at that point. As you can see, we've got 3 prefab walls there as well, which we need to kind of work on taking those over to the log cabin here soon. It'll probably be the next episode, though. I'm going to leave the trailer here because we know we're going to be taking it back up to the shop anyway to sell it, so I'm just going to leave it here. Let's head over here and grab the newest trailer, and we can go ahead and dump those into the silo. Alright, let's dump this in here. Now, the field that we had the worker drill in the last episode, it's got a lot of weeds. They're medium weeds. It's very strong, very large weeds. I want to take care of them. It's unfortunately not going to be today. We do not have enough money. If we want to be able to get rid of those, well, I guess I could get the $6,500 one, but it's just not worth it. I'm going to get this one if I'm going to get anything. I'll get this hoe. $36,000. So we're going to have to work towards that. We currently do not have it. We've got 21,885 to our name right now. We're going to have to work towards that one. So it'll be November day 2, episode 2 in November here, before we take care of the weeds there. But what we can do is I'm going to actually just set this over here. I know I kind of have stuff just laying around, and I've mentioned many times that drives me a little crazy, but here I am doing it. It'll get cleaned up, I promise. I normally have everything cleaned up before the next episode starts. You've seen me do that many times. We can do an application of fertilizer down, though, so we're going to go ahead and do that, because there is a section of it that does need a application of fertilizer. Here you go. All this is weeded really bad, as you can see. But if I take that off, there's a little section here that needs some fertilizer, and then this field obviously needs fertilizer. We're going to have to cultivate that field up. All of that is not going to happen today. I'm going to tell you that right now. It was very slow doing that. I felt like, though, what we got out of that, because we got like 125,000 liters of sugarcane out of that. I feel like that was pretty good, right? Maybe somebody in the comments who has a little bit more experience with sugarcane than I can let me know, but I feel like that was a pretty good yield out of the size of that field. It's not, I mean, it's not a tiny field, but it's not that big. It's one of the smaller fields, if not the smallest field we currently have. Right? I feel like that was a very, very good harvest, very good yield for us. If somebody's done a lot more sugarcane than I have, obviously this is the first time I've ever done it, let me know down below if that is about average or if that would have been really good given the size of that field. I feel like it's gotta be, right? Gotta be. I mean, it had like a 96, 97, 98% yield bonus, so, I mean, so you would think it was, but I just feel like that's more than I would have got if I had the same kind of yield bonus on one of these other fields. Now, I get it. It's a completely different crop, but it just feels to me like it was a lot more. Like, we got a lot more out of that. A lot more bang for our buck, if you will. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Let me know. Sheep are doing good, by the way. We've got the grass filled all the way up to max. You saw that in the last episode. Meadow grass is, I think, starting to grow. I think. Let me verify that statement here. Yeah, meadow grass is already there. 21,152 liters. They still have 52,000 liters of grass. They're not going to need grass for a while. They are good to go. Our water buffaloes should be okay still. We might need to top off their TMR, though. Yeah, they're okay. They could utilize a little more, but they're okay. They're not in a terrible spot by any means. But they could use a little bit of topping off, which we will do that in the next episode as well. All right, that field's done. So we just got to take care of this one over here. And you're going to get to see firsthand all the weeds in it. It's a severe amount of weeds, actually. More than I expected, given what we did. There's a lot of weeds in here. I'm not really sure I understand why. I guess it's because we drilled over top of the grass. But up here in this section here, I don't know why this would have so many weeds on it. Did we cultivate it? Maybe we didn't cultivate it. I don't know. The time of this recording, it's been a couple of days for you. I think the last episode of this one are going to come out back to back, or if they're not back to back, they're going to be very near it. I don't know. Weird. But that's all right. We'll take care of it. Not a big deal. We'll take care of it in the next episode. We're going to leave this one here, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice sugarcane harvest, a lot of new purchases, a brand new tree devour mod, a new trailer, a second trailer, which we will be getting rid of because it's really not that useful for us, unfortunately. And then, obviously, the brand new harvester for the sugarcane. It's going to be good, man. Once we get enough money to put down a production for sugarcane, make sugar cubes or just sugar in general, it's going to be very, very useful, man. It's going to make us a lot of money because we can combine that with some of our milk and we can make ice cream, etc., right? So there's some good things coming on the horizon here. We just got to get through and make some more money to get to them. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my 13 members. If you want to become a member, links down below in the description. You get access to videos like this one early, name in the end credits, and a members-only series that comes out once a month as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff I always ask you to do. Doing that helps me out an absolute ton, and appreciate each and every single one of you. We'll see you in the next one.